U.S. intelligence said Kabul will fall to the Taliban in 90 days. The Taliban could isolate the Afghan capital, Kabul, within 30 days and possibly take it over within 90 days. This was conveyed by a United States defense official citing American intelligence reports. The prediction comes as the armed rebel militia is resurrecting and making more progress across the country. The official, who spoke to Reuters on condition of anonymity, said the intelligence's new assessment of how long Kabul could hold out was the result of the Taliban's quick gains when US-led NATO forces left. But this is not a foregone conclusion, the US defense official said. He said Afghan security forces could reverse the momentum by putting up more resistance. A senior European Union official said the Islamists now control 65% of Afghanistan, and have taken or threatened to take over the capitals of 11 of the country's other provinces. Faizabad, in the northeastern province of Badakhshan, yesterday became the capital of the 8th province captured by the Taliban. Fighting was intense in Kandahar city, said a doctor based in the southern Kandahar province. The city received a number of bodies of Afghan troops and several wounded Taliban members. Western security sources said all the gateways to Kabul, which lies in a valley surrounded by mountains, were filled with civilians fleeing the violence. He added that it was difficult to say whether the Taliban had also made it through. The fear is that the suicide bombers entered the diplomatic base to scare, attack and make sure everyone left as quickly as possible, he said. The pace of the Taliban's advance has taken the US government and its allies by surprise. The group, which controlled large parts of Afghanistan from 1996 to 2001, when it was ousted for harboring al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden, after the September 11, 2001 attacks on America, wants to defeat the US-backed government and reimpose its own version of strict Islamic law. US State Department spokesman Ned Price said the Taliban attacks were against the spirit of the 2020 deal. The Taliban are committed to talks about a peace deal that will lead to a permanent and comprehensive ceasefire, Price said. All indications at least show that the Taliban are pursuing victory on the battlefield, he said. Attacking the provincial capital and targeting civilians is not in the spirit of the deal, he said. The United Nations says more than 1,000 civilians have been killed in the past month, and the International Committee of the Red Cross says that since August 1 some 4,042 injured people have been treated in 15 health facilities. The Taliban has denied targeting or killing civilians and has called for an independent investigation. This group has not targeted civilians or their homes in any area, but rather the operation has been carried out with the utmost precision and care, Taliban spokesman Suhail Shaheen said in a statement yesterday. The fall of Faizabad to the Taliban is the latest setback for the government of President Ashraf Ghani, who flew to Mazar-i-Sharif to gather old warlords to defend the largest city in the north as Taliban forces approached. Ghani spent years sidelining warlords as he tried to project his central government's authority over stubborn provinces. US President Joe Biden said on Tuesday he did not regret his decision to withdraw American troops, and urged Afghan leaders to fight for their own homeland. According to him, Washington has spent more than $1 trillion over 20 years, and lost thousands of US troops, and continues to provide significant air support, food, equipment and salaries to Afghan forces. The Afghan people need to determine whether they have the political will to fight back and whether they have the ability to come together as leaders to fight back, said White House spokeswoman Jen Psaki. Psaki declined to comment on intelligence assessments that Kabul could fall to the Taliban within 90 days. However, he said plans for a total withdrawal of US troops by August 31 were still in place.